Listen, I get it. Skinny fat guy who's starting out in the gym, you don't want to gain any more fat. You're scared of it. It's not something you want to have. You want to be fit. You want to look good. You want to feel good. So you don't want to bulk because the thought of putting on more fat is just not appealing to you at all. Trust me, I hear you. Let me help you out with how I beat this problem. Firstly, let me just ask you a question. Does this guy you see on screen right now, if I had to ask you, is this guy fat or jacked? And you had to choose one or the other. Which one would you choose? Is this guy fat or jacked? Now let me tell you, this is the peak of a bulk. This is when you have the most mass on your body as possible. Listen, if you said jacked, then already problem solved. If you train the way I tell you to, and you bulk the way I tell you to, this is peak of the bulk. This is without cutting at all. So if this is jacked to you, and you want to be like this, all you have to do is bulk. If you said fat, first of all, are you blind? Second of all, you got to realize this is peak of the bulk. So after the cut, I'll show you some pictures of the middle of the cut, and then I'm like towards the end of the cut now. It's like fall season. I've been cutting for a while, so I haven't, optimized my cutting because I've been doing a lot of other things as well. And to me, it's not the most important thing in the world, but I want to go over a common myth. So bulking, it doesn't make somebody fat. Yes, you add a bit more body fat compared to what you had before, but it doesn't make you fat. It makes you jacked. It makes you muscular. It adds muscle mass. That's the whole point of it. You're not actually getting fat. Like that's not the thing that you're doing. You're filling out your frame and you're becoming more muscular. So you need to reframe that in your head. What's actually happening? You're strategically gaining calories so that you can increase your muscle mass. That's what bulking is. You're not going to become a mass monster. It's just not going to happen. I've said it a few times already. You're just not going to become, a 300-pound refrigerator. It's just that takes a lot of concentrated effort to get to that point. It's not going to happen to you accidentally. So I was very much like in this category of afraid to bulk, afraid to putting on weight. But let me tell you a mindset that I kind of thought to break free of it. And part of it is because I started pushing myself more and more in the gym. So when you do a lot of the hard work, when you're actually going to the gym and you're pushing yourself very hard, you can see yourself outworking everyone else. You're literally putting in more effort. And then also you're going consistently. You're showing up. You're doing all of the right work, all of the right things. One thing I realize is I'm literally leaving gains on the table, or I'm wasting gains by not bulking up because I could be putting on potentially more muscle, but I'm not because I'm afraid of putting on weight. So a good way to think of it is you're wasting gains. This will relate more to you the more effort you put into the gym, the more consistent you stay. If you just go once in a while, willy-nilly, here and there, you're not really tracking anything, then of course I see a point of view. Of course it's going to be harder to reframe this kind of mindset. Another thing is you can appeal to what your actual goals are. Think about it. Are you trying to put on muscle mass in any capacity at some point in your journey? Are you going to have more muscle mass than you do right now? If the answer is yes, then you should almost certainly bulk. If you're skinny, you should bulk because that's the only way you're going to add muscle mass. So if you're skinny, you should bulk. If you're skinny fat, you should bulk. Only if you're actually fat and you need to lose weight, you're actually fat, like someone looks at you and you're like, oh, you're fat, like not chubby, not skinny fat, like actual fat, then okay, you need to cut first before bulk. One mistake I see a lot of people trying to do, which I want you guys to avoid, is the lean bulk or the body recomp, whatever they call it, which is like you're trying to do a bit of everything. It's not optimal. It's very difficult. I would not recommend it. If you were to do a recomp or a lean bulk for 1 year versus just go through a full cycle of bulk and then cut, the person who went through a cycle of bulk and then cut was going to see much better results than the person who did the recomp. Chances are the person who did the recomp isn't going to make too much difference to their body or their physique. A lot of people actually do this and it doesn't make any sense. 6 months ago, you were the exact same as you are right now. So the time is going to pass anyways. Another 6 months is going to pass and you're still going to be the same. Or you can decide to bulk and make a significant change, add a lot of muscle mass to your body. So the option's up to you. The last relatable point I want to make is that bulking is the most fun part of the gym. I'm going to be very honest. Bulking is the most fun part because you can see yourself grow every day in the gym. When you look at yourself in the mirror and you see the pump, it's always bigger than it was last week. The pump and the bulk is so fun when it comes to physique. On top of that, you're going to be stronger. You're going to be moving more and more weights. At the peak of my bulk, I did my best set on bench press and it was the most fun I ever had in progressing my bench press. I did 8 reps of 2 plates. So that's 225 pounds for 8 reps. I could never do that now because I'm cut. So it's a lot of fun to see yourself progress really rapidly. Your growth rate is really high. Your recovery rate is really high. So use this as an opportunity to think of it as like, the prime of your gym sessions, because, later, once you cut or once you reach your final goal, you'll almost miss out on the bulk because of how much fun you had making the progress and seeing the results come in so quickly. If you still are struggling to find a reason on why to start your bulk, guys, just think of it as part of the process. Like, this is part of what you need to do in order to reach the final destination. It might be uncomfortable, it might be something new and scary, it might be something where you feel like you might not like it, but trust me, you will like it. It'll be amazing. It'll be really fun, and you'll look better. But 2, it's part of the process. And one thing you got to realize is the success you want is on the other side of the hard work that you need to do. So part of doing the hard work is also getting past that mental barrier. You need to do this. It's part of the process. Lastly, before we end the video, I just want to touch up on about the mindset. So a lot of people, I think the mindset's really holding them back. You can't imagine yourself being like a big or muscular version of what you were before. You gotta envision that, and you gotta have a strong mindset and do the right work in order to achieve that. So make sure you approach this with a positive mindset. Be really happy. Don't let anything negative, any setback, any injury, don't let any of these things hold you back. Go in, be really, be grateful for the moment of, you're young and you're in a position where you can go to the gym and make a significant change to your body. Don't be scared. Don't have any limiting beliefs, limited mindsets. Don't be like, oh, I'm just going to get fat, or it's not going to work out as well. I'm not going to get that big anyways. Don't think like that. You have to believe in the success. Anyways, guys, that's going to bring us towards the end of this video. If you still feel like it's going to be hard for you to bulk up, let me know the biggest concerns you have in the comments below. Let me know, why you still feel that way. Maybe I can help you out a bit more. I made a new Discord server as well. I made it so you guys can ask me questions for free anytime. I'll answer it. Any questions, anytime. So join that. Like the video if you did. Subscribe if you're not already. Please comment. Tell me, what else can I do to help you bulk? What's holding you back? Anyways, guys, that's the end of this video. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, I hit arms for the first time today too. Hit arms for the first time in like 3 months. Look at that.